The barbell bench press is one of my personal favorite lifts. It's definitely a finesse lift. There are lots of little ways that you can tweak it to make it your own. So with respect to the fact that a lot of lifters have different setups for the bench press, I'm going to break down the lift for you in 3 parts to give you a starting point. So first we're going to talk about foot position. For the bench press, you didn't know this was a total body move, did you? It actually requires a lot of heel drive, okay? So you want to put your feet in a position that is advantageous for you to do that, to drive up through your heels. Your feet, and again, it's individual, but general pretty wide stance, toes turned out, okay? That external rotation will really help activate your glutes and help drive that heel drive all the way up through your body. So you're going to position your feet, toes turned slightly outward. Your feet are actually, they're not going to be in front of your knees. They're going to be behind your knees, somewhere between your knees and your hip on the floor, okay? Second thing we're going to talk about is your back tension, or what's commonly known as the arch, okay? The arch is important for powerlifting. It gets your back in a really, really tight position, so more muscle tension equals more weight moved. It also shortens your range of motion, so you can move heavier weight. It has less distance to travel, which is good. So for that, what we like to do is use a squat rack to get your back nice and tight. When you position your feet, you'll lie down, place your hands on the squat rack, and squeeze your shoulder blades together. So you'll push out into the rack to squeeze the shoulder blades together and down, okay? And then walk your feet back a little bit to encourage that spinal arch. Everyone's is gonna be different. There are some lifters with huge arches. There are some with little baby arches. So just work with where you're at currently. So the third thing we're gonna talk about is hand position on the bar. You want, we kind of talk about the wider, the better, okay? The bench press is all about the pectorals, the anterior deltoids, and the triceps. Too narrow of a hand position on the bar, and you're gonna be mostly engaging the triceps and leaving out some really important muscles. So the wider the better. Another good reason to have a wider hand positioning on the bar is that it shortens the range of motion and how far the bar has to travel, which is really good when you're lifting heavy weights. Here's what it looks like.